Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, October 5th. No significant impacts for us. Warm, dry days with light winds ahead. We still had a little bit of lightning in our far southeast corner, spotty precipitation, but overall, moisture is moving out, drying is moving in. Initial attack very light. We still have some team fires here in the open circle, still monitoring for any interior burning or smoldering. Also prescribed fires here in the open purple circles. Over the past 7 days, it has been dry across the western half of the Great Basin, from western and central Idaho across western and central Nevada. You can see the 100-hour fuels back into the upper single digits. So not critically dry, but on the dry side. So if there is a strong dry wind event and a bed of fine fuels, we'd have to monitor that. Drying is more gradual. Here in Idaho, in the far northern reaches, it is still fairly moist as well as heading further east. So looking at some of our forests, the Payette, where they did have some large fire activity late last week, when ERCs shot up. You can see the ERCs shot back down to early October normals, but they'll be on the rise again next couple of days. Salmon Chalice a bit more on the moist side below normal, and that's even for this time of year. But high pressure is building in, warm, dry, clear conditions coming through. Good prescribed burning weather with light winds and high pressure. We'll see about some of those team fires and how activity continues to diminish up there. But overall, you see the dry air mass over us with high pressure. PSAs, the only yellows we see on the map are western Idaho, parts of western Nevada. You see the humidity is getting into the teens in a lot of those areas. Winds on the left quite light. High pressure still in control. Very little change in the pattern on Thursday. With another day of drying, you see a bit more yellow on the map from some of our PSAs. You see the humidity again in the low teens across Nevada, upper teens in Idaho. Again, winds on the left, very light. No change again on Friday. High pressure in control. Even more yellow on the map, even into northwest Utah. Nothing critically dry, but definitely the surface drying out after several dry, warm days. That's not unusual. You see monsoonal moisture here on the left starting to gather strength in the southern states. The monsoon still there, still in place. Light winds, similar story, very dry humidity in western sections. Now look at temperatures. They are about 10 degrees above normal. These are high temperatures today through Friday. You can see them. Uh, Reno 84, 81 in Boise, 80 in Salt Lake. So a lot of days, our normal highs in these cities are closer to 70 or the low 70s. So definitely above normal. Even McCall, seeing highs of 75 in early October, quite unusual. Now, 3-day precipitation totals, nothing much. The monsoon still very active for the southern or the southwest states, in New Mexico, eastern Arizona, dry elsewhere. But we do have some changes on the map. The monsoonal moisture starts approaching a little bit through here. We're still very dry. We're watching a storm system up in the north, and you can see it all of a sudden dropping out of the Gulf of Alaska up through here on Sunday and on Monday. And this is a new change on the models, but it's been in the last two model runs. So we're watching this with a little bit of interest. A large scale winter type storm across Idaho, Montana on Monday. See the yellow start disappearing off of Idaho with steady precipitation. And by Tuesday, the models are bringing in a very deep winter like storm system with snow levels lowering to 6,000 feet across just about the entire Great Basin. Even areas in far western areas that don't see the brunt of the precipitation will see cooler temperatures, much higher humidity. And by day 7, all areas back in the green. We'll see how this changes. This was the old precipitation accumulation that usually loads in during the overnight hours into our program, but the new model runs are suggesting more precipitation, in some cases much more. These up in the north in Idaho, these whitish shades are close to an inch of precipitation. A lot of this would be in the form of snow, and this gets into much of Nevada, Utah as well. Also some monsoonal moisture pushing to southern Utah, southern Nevada, and up the Sierras. Just about everybody gets moisture if this model trend is correct. The 8 to 14 day outlook still shows drier than normal conditions and near normal or slightly above normal temperatures as we get into the third week of October. And this concludes our briefing. We'll have no further briefings for the rest of this week. We'll continue on a limited basis until we get certain wetting rains early next week. Have a good day.